Look, we were talking off the air. This fight is 135 pounds between Rios and Abril. Abril, the Cuban, subbing in for another Cuban. We'll get to that in just a moment. However, Robert told me something that is just shocking to me, and that is that this fight, which is obviously not worth the money, is a pay-per-view fight. Robert, is Top Rank basically penalizing their fans and saying you have to pay to watch Brandon Rios beat the living crap out of a no-name fighter?
To some extent. I mean, I don't know what the deals were, what the dealings were behind the scene. I mean, perhaps they had the date allotted for pay-per-view. Everything was sort of set up for the pay-per-view, and perhaps they're just sort of following through with what the original contract was. But, I mean, on the face of it, this fight is not worth $44.95, even with a, an excellent sort of, perhaps not competitive, but an excellent, co-main event between Marquez and Fedchenko. But the fight at $44.95, I mean, what are people paying for? I mean, mismatches, unfortunately, and I don't think that that's what pay-per-view ought to be about.
I completely agree with you. I mean, look, for many boxing fans, we don't have a ton of knowledge about Richard Abril. However, we do have a lot of knowledge on Yuriorkis Gamboa, the man who was talking and hyping up the gate, yet he failed to make his presence felt in both press conferences, one in Miami and one in Los Angeles. How much does this possibly drain a fighter like Brandon Rios? We understand that he is totally, he's as hard-headed as they come, and he loves to fight, as we said. However, what could be his mindset going into this fight, or does he just want to get in and just start pouncing on somebody?
Oh, completely that's his mindset. I mean, his mindset is search and destroy. Brandon Rios would attack a flower bed, if it were standing in his way. He loves the fight. He's a terrific fighter. He really is one of the bright lights of boxing right now. He is not about to be deterred, and certainly not about to be deterred by somebody like Richard Abril. I mean, he looks at Abril, who, again, behaved badly leading up to the fight, headbutted him, smacked him, talked a lot of trash. And as far as Rios is concerned, Abril is really a stand-in for Gamboa. And whatever animosity he might feel toward Gamboa is animosity that Abril is going to suffer.
Abril holds the interim title after Brandon Rios failed to make weight against John Murray last December. Brandon Rios, 29-0-1. He had a fabulous fight against Urbano Antillon.
Wow. Cracking left hook. Right hand. Has staggered him. And Antillon is down.
He looks good. He looks very good. However, he has been patient, and he has been dealing with the whole Gamboa episode. For Abril, it seemed like he talked his way into the fight. Do you feel that way?
I do feel that way, but again, they needed an opponent, and they needed an opponent quickly because there wasn't much time. Otherwise, they were going to lose the date and lose whatever pay-per-view revenue had been slated for this fight. So Abril stepped in, made his presence felt. He is an interim champion, whatever that might mean, and that's what the fight is going to be. I mean, there's no way around it. It's not the fight anybody wanted to see. It wasn't the fight that had fight fans' mouths watering at the prospect of two terrific undefeated fighters getting it on, but it is the fight that's happening, and we have got to make the most of it and enjoy watching Rios destroy an opponent.
In 20 fights for Richard Abril, he only has 8 knockouts as he is 17-2-1. Here's what Brandon Rios had to say about Abril basically talking his way into the fight. That's what he's doing. He's trying to talk himself into the fight. He's just trying to make himself believe he can do it, but he knows deep down inside he's scared. There's a little girl screaming deep down inside. That's why. Some producers are laughing in the background as I read that. He claimed Rios is only 50% Mexican because of how disrespectful he comes across. Brandon Rios' response, in typical Brandon Rios fashion, I don't give a fuck. So Brandon Rios going into this fight, I mean, do you think that he will, in the end, knock out Richard Abril? Do you think that it could possibly go that it could possibly go 12 rounds. I mean, what's your take on this?
No, it's hard to imagine it would go the distance. I mean, Abril, as you pointed out, only has 8 KOs, so doesn't have the power to stop or probably even slow down Brandon Rios. I'm assuming Rios is coming out cruising for bruising. He has bad intentions regarding Abril, and rightfully so, and he's going to make short work of Abril, if I'm not mistaken.
Todd DeBuff, in typical Todd DeBuff fashion, added $50,000 for the winner of this fight. I believe Brandon Rios is making $400K for this fight on Saturday, and Richard Abril making, I believe, just a smudge over $100,000. Here's what he had to say. It's something I like. I like the whole quote-unquote prize fight model, and I wanted to integrate it into this fight, and both camps liked it. I mean, I guess there is some incentive, but in the end, he was going to give $100,000 for the winner of Rios Gamboa, which is obviously pay-per-view worthy. Does this add anything to this fight?
Not in my mind, but again, I'm not the fighter. I'm sure for the fighter, I'd be happy to have a few $1,000s extra, because again, everybody's going to get the cut, starting with the government and then their trainer and then their management. And I mean, it's not going to be $50,000. Whoever wins the fight, it's not going to be $50,000 in the end for them. It's a gimmick, basically. Not a bad gimmick. There are worse gimmicks in boxing, but it basically is a gimmick, and perhaps it'll be incentive for Rios to destroy Abril even sooner.
I think Rios is just so ready to just go in there and just start pummeling somebody for all the crap that he has had to deal with the whole Gamboa episode, and now Abril. It appeared to be headbutting him slightly and then running away in March after a press conference in L.A. It seems like he is just ready. I predict a knockout, the latest in the 5th round. What's your take on this?
It sounds good to me, Rick. I defer to your judgment on that one. That sounds good to me.
So let's talk about what could possibly be next, and this will be my last question. What could be next for Brandon Rios? Because, Juan Manuel Marquez is facing off against Sergey Fedchenko from Ukraine. When they were both in Kansas City, there was a lot of bad blood between Rios and Victor Ortiz, and Rios saying that he got the better end in sparring contests between the two. So what could possibly be next for Brandon Rios?
Well, I think Rios has got to move up in weight. I mean, he lost the title on the scales. I think this is going to be his last fight at this weight. I think he's going to move up in weight. And I think the world is open for Brandon Rios. I mean, he's one of those fighters who really comes to fight. He's not a fancy Dan. I mean, he can take a punch. Lord knows he can give a punch. And I think the world is open for Rios. I mean, I think once he gets through Abril, which won't be difficult, really the sky's the limit for him.
Brutally honest, tells it like it is, and as you said, always shows up to fight. Something that fans like myself and you and many others that are watching this truly appreciate with Brandon Rios, and I think that he will, again, obviously be a champion come Saturday night. Robert Exel, thank you so much for the time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, Rick. Talk to you soon.